Hi everyone. Good morning once again. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? All right, good morning everyone. My name is Albert Confidence and I'm delighted to welcome you all to today's webinar themed The Girl I Am, the Change I Lead. I currently serve as executive assistant at the Illmi Children's Fund, an organization deeply passionate about education and the empowerment of the girl child. Over the past 4 years, we've continued to initiate and develop programs that support out-of-school children and protect girls across the nation. Some of our key initiatives include the Digit Girls Project, which equips girls with digital skills for the future. The TAM project focused on training teachers to become more effective and impactful in their classrooms. The ACES project, which advances our mission to ensuring that there is equity in education and that every child, especially the girl child, has access to quality and safe learning. And we've had several other projects initiated. Now, today's conversation is not just about celebrating girls, it's about recognizing their power, their voices, and their capacity to lead change in their communities and beyond. Once again, I welcome you all warmly, and I'm excited for the inspiring conversation we'll be having today. The good thing is we have fully packed, knowledgeable panelists in the house this afternoon, and you all are welcome once again. If you have any question, please feel free to drop it on the chat box, and the right person will respond to you. So let me start with can anyone tell us what you understand by the theme of this year's international, um, this year's theme, the change I lead, the girl I am, the change I lead. Before we go ahead. Yep. Okay. So while you answer that, you can actually drop it on the chat box. We have a number of panelists in the house today. We have very knowledgeable and very important people in the house today. We have MK Hide Charity, who is a senior special assistant on gender matters to Nigeria's Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande. She leads efforts to integrate gender equality into youth-focused policies and programs. She has championed initiatives like the Girls Takeover campaign and represented the ministry at a UN event during the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Kehinde is also the founder of Fragile But Strong, the FBS, a community empowering young women to lead with confidence and resilience. Today, Kehinde Charity is represented by Ololade Ogunobi. You're very much welcome, ma. And then the second on my list is Nneka Catherine Igwe. Nneka Catherine Igwe is widely known as the Fabneki. She's an on-air personality, event anchor, poet, and youth counselor passionate about empowering young women. She has worked as a producer and presenter with the Nigerian Television Authority, that's the NTA, and she is the founder slash CEO of Miss Beauty and Brains, the MBB Nigeria, a pageant platform promoting beauty beyond looks. And Nneka is also a humanitarian who lends her voice to causes that inspire nation building, positive change, and breaking stereotypes. Through her community impact, mentoring, and creating creative expressions, she continues to champion resilience, international living, and serving as a role model for girls and women across Nigeria. You're very much welcome, ma. And our third panelist for today, who is Ambassador Chijoke Otipa, is a licensed physiotherapist, certified life coach, and advocate for women's health and wellness. He is the founder of the Healthy Wealth, empowering women and professionals to build a strong background in leadership and coaching, wellness, and personal brand growth. Mr. Chijoke ambassador impact and income. His work bridges health, leadership, and holistic well-being, inspiring women and girls to thrive and lead with purpose. Our fourth panelist today is no other person than Tovia Moro. She is the development professional with over 3 years of advancing literacy and education for undeserved children and underserved children. A published author and their World Global Youth Ambassador, she advocates for equal learning opportunities for every child. At Illmi Children's Fund, Tovia leads programs that foster safe, inclusive spaces, ensuring children gain the essential foundation of reading and lifelong learning. You all are so welcomed. Like I said before, we have a fully packed and knowledgeable panelist in the house today. So get your questions ready and you have all the answers you need. Just give me a second before we continue. All right. So let me start with Nneka Catherine Igwe. Ma, you're very much welcome. We are glad to have you in the house. You're always looking good as usual. Can you hear her? Okay. No, she's mute. Ma, can you unmute your mic? Okay, we can hear her now. Okay. All right. So the first question I have for you is, as a media personality and mentor, how does the theme of this year's panel resonate with the work you do and your personal journey? Yeah. Ma, please, can you speak up? I can't hear you. Oh, no, I still can't hear you. Can you hear her now? Can you say something? Okay, we still can't hear you. Could you take out the earpiece and see if it's better?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly now.
Is it better?
Yes, perfectly. So I'm going to repeat the question again.
Okay, just that the earpiece gave me a better audio. I'm somehow on the move. I'm in the middle of an event planning, so I'm working kind of. Okay, but can you hear me now?
Clearly, sound and clear.
Okay. All right. So I was saying that the theme for the year, the girl I am, the change I lead, is actually something that resonates with me a whole lot. You know, it resonates with me a whole lot, seeing that my journey, you know, into the media, seeing that my journey into becoming a media practitioner is something that I started from way back as a teenager, you know, and it has in so many ways led up to giving me the strong voice that I wield today, based on experiences I have had personally, and long before going to the university to read.
I think the network is bad.
Okay, so
All right, so she's back.
Do you
Yeah,
get
we can
me?
hear you now. Yes, you went off for a while.
Okay, but I'm back now.
Yes, you are. We can hear you now.
So the theme, the girl I am, the girl I am, the change I lead is something. It resonates a whole lot with me. It's very personal to me. I didn't just become a media person by accident. I prepared myself, and my experiences through the years, somewhat really influenced a lot of the kind of journalist that I am today. The type of woman that I am today, the type of mentor that I am today. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. So the theme resonates a whole lot with me.
Thank you very much, Ma. That was awesome. Ololade Ogunubi, you're welcome. So the next question is for you. Can you say hello if you can hear me? Ma Ololade Ogunubi. Can you hear me? Okay, so while she gets ready, Ambassador Chijioke, you're welcome once again. So my next question. Ambassador Chijioke, how does the theme, the girl I am, the change I lead, connect with your advocacy and wellness leadership coach? How does it connect with your wellness and advocacy as a wellness and leadership coach? Should I repeat that? He's not here. Okay. Sylvia Moore. Miss Sylvia Moore.
Hi.
Okay, so the theme this year is the girl I am, the change I lead. What does this theme mean to you personally, and how can young women in education and leadership embody this message on their daily lives?
All right. Thank you, Confidence, for this amazing session. Please do not mind my voice.
It's fine.
I'm recovering from a cold. First of all, when I came across this year's theme, the girl I am, the change I lead, it took me back, to reflecting to the girl I am. I know the age range for International Day of the Girl Child is, adolescent girls and all, but I believe I'm still a girl. So at this level that I am, the girl that I am and the change that I lead, and for me, I would say it's all about my identity as a girl, understanding that I'm a girl, understanding that I have potentials, and understanding that I have the ability to lead, right? And that leadership is is for me also. And then being grounded in who I am and my identity, my values, the things that I value, and how I can lead and effect change from where I am. No matter how small, no matter how little, how can I lend my voice in every space in which that I find myself? Like, what's my purpose? At first, it was not clear. It was not a clear path that says, "Oh, you're going to become a gender lead." Now we're giving it titles, right? But way before, it was just standing up for what is right, speaking up when a person is being bullied, offering a word of advice, being a safe space, and being that person that other girls or other people, not just girls, can look up to in terms of need, and just that person that always stands up, always speaks up, is confident to offer support to other people around you. Yes, that's what it means for me. Yeah, my identity and my purpose. Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. So I'm going to be asking you the this next question. From your experience leading programs at Illmi Children's Fund, yeah, what practical steps can we take to make literacy more accessible to girls in undeserved communities?
All right, thank you. From my experience leading literacy programs, I would have to understand that there's a lot associated with literacy. It's not just about going to school. In our last webinar, we had talked about the hidden cost of education, right? Although we have the policy that says education is free and fair, but we still have some hidden costs that no matter how little outsiders might view it, is still very much for parents who are even unable to afford the basic necessities of life, like 3 square meals a day or even 2 square meals, and then you're asking them to come and buy books, buy sandal, pay for this, pay for that. So it's really not individual for some of these families. So what we do, or what we have tried to do, or the models initiative we've taken, is to see how we can take literacy to the doorstep of the communities that we serve. We have discussed that education has hidden costs, and also with the whole current security challenges that we have, a lot of people are not even comfortable sending their kids to school unattended or unaccompanied too. So we have lots of factors that prevents girls from going to school. Also cultural values that also say that, oh, it's better to train the boy child. When you train them, the ones that bear their father's name, they come back home and they raise the home, they raise, like, they train other people in their family. Meanwhile, if you train a girl, she goes ahead to get married, and she bears her husband's name, and so what's the use, right? So we take the literacy to the community through one of our initiatives that we call community cluster learning model. So this targets rural communities in wherever we find ourselves, where they have low access to education, and the school is situated right there in that community, ensuring that they do not need to go out of the community to access this education. And in a home where the mother is educated, there's a high chance that she would push for her girl child to also be educated. So in this our community cluster learning model, we make it easy for even the mothers to get an education, no matter how small. If through basic literacy, they are brought into the program through our cluster model. So it's a cluster model because we have learners in different clusters. We have teenage girls, we have mothers, we have men, we have boys. So this makes it
All right,
easy.
Sylvia.
Women
You
see
have
the value
school,
of
right?
education.
You have
They
school at
also
2:30.
push, yeah, they also push for their girls to be educated when they understand the value of the
Yeah,
education they were given. So thank you. Sorry for speaking too long.
that's
Thank you.
impressive. You're really a gender lead. I can see that. Thank you so much. That question was really, really inspiring. Madam Ololade is in the house. Ololade Ogunobi. We missed you for a moment. She's representing Kehinde Charity, the Senior Special Assistant on Gender Matters to Nigeria's Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande. Ma, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me. I was trying to join from my laptop, then it went off for a while. So now I'm trying to join through the phone. So my
You're
apologies,
very
please.
much welcome. No, it's fine. You're welcome, ma. All right. So, according to this year's theme, the girl I am, the change I lead. What does this thing mean to you
No,
personally?
no, I'm just.
Can you hear me? Should I go
Yes, I
ahead?
can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So the girl I am, the change I lead. What does the thing mean to you personally, and how can young women in leadership embody this message in their daily lives?
All right, so sorry. I keep forgetting my audio is off. All right, so for me, the topic, the girl I am, she have become has to do with um for me resonating back to probably how girly I was or I used to be, and I still am. In fact, there's always a girl in every woman, either at 40 or at 50.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to digress. I know there was a trending stuff on Twitter where a lady said they all forgot they sent their mom, money for her birthday last year. And for this year they forgot she was angry last year because they didn't do like a photo shoot and post her on Facebook. And like, mom, you've outgrown all of this, but that is the girl in her coming up to say, as your
That's right.
mother, that's what I want. So yeah, we are all still girls, no matter how old or how what's it called we get, will always be that girl. So for me, I'm going to say the girl I am, and even the one I wish to be, and the one I aspire to be, would always be that girl that is focused, the girl that knows what she wants at a very early age, the girl that wouldn't take no for an answer, the girl that would want to know why a certain thing is not being in place and why a certain thing is not being done and how can she get it done, right? So to probably to everyone out there, I've always tell people I don't see a reason why you shouldn't aspire to be bigger than where you are, bigger than your circumstances around you. So sorry to also digress. I run a free school for indigent children in Abuja, where we have 100 of them that gets education for free. And there's something when people ask, "So why do you take care of them or do this?" One of the things I tell them is these are children that have never been to the four walls of the school. These are children that lives in this community, in a society where culturally education is not a priority. Just like the first speaker said, so these are people that they feel like the girls can't be more because why should I send my girl child to school when I know she didn't end up in the kitchen or she didn't end up being someone's wife and the education won't be used. But then I'm changing the story for these girls. I take them out. They've met with ministers. They've met with the Speaker, House of Representatives. They've met with celebrities, right? And one of my keywords to those girls is these guys didn't get to this top without education, and that is why you're here, right? So the girl I am, the change I lead, yes, and that is the change I'm leading to ensure that we have more girls in school, and not just girls. We can reduce the stats that says Nigeria is one of the 3 countries with the highest number of out of school children in the world. So that is my own contribution, and I can say that is me being the girl on the front line of crisis because yes, I am addressing that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Olunade. That was Ambassador Chijoke, you're welcome back. We missed you for a moment. Are you there? Are you there? Okay, so we will continue with the next question, Mrs. Olunade Ogunobi. I really feel you, like I really understood everything you said, and it truly resonated with me as well. So, my second question for you, ma'am, is as a senior special assistant on gender matters to the Minister of Youth Development, how is the ministry ensuring that gender policies and programs truly empower girls at the grassroots level beyond awareness campaigns? Should I repeat that? Should I
Yes, you can.
repeat that?
Yes, you can. But I think I grasped. But just please.
Okay, so I'm going to say that again. As the senior special assistant on gender matters to the Minister of Youth Development, how is the ministry ensuring that gender policies and programs truly empower girls at the grassroots level beyond awareness campaigns?
Okay, yeah. So I can say the Honorable Minister is doing a whole lot. I think in the history of appointees in the ministry, this is the first time we are having an essay or an SSA on gender matters. So I think if not for anything, we should give that to the Honorable Minister. And that is to say that, women or girls are a key in this administration. Yesterday, the minister vacates his seats for 24 hours for a girl child. There was an essay competition and a girl won. So I think we had over almost 2,000 entries, and we had the top 3. Then one girl emerged as the winner, and also she served as the one day minister. So the honorable minister had to leave his seat for 24 hours, took the girl around the ministries, and how administrations are done in the ministry. She sat on the minister's chair, chaired meetings with staffs of the ministry, with the PAMSEC and every other member. So please, trust me, this is not something we see every in any administration before now. And that's to tell you that yes, the minister is doing so well. I can even digress for a bit because thank you. My organization, also had a tech training for girls in May, and the ministry was one of we trained over 500 girls in tech, and it grew so big that we even got an invite from the speaker, House of Representatives, to come showcase the girls and her. But I can say if we had not gotten the ministry's collaboration to do that, I don't think even the speaker as of rep would have probably heard about us. So I can go on and on to say how the ministry is gender inclusive and ensuring that girls and women at the grassroots are empowered.
Wow, that's impressive. I just can imagine how good, how on top of the world this girl would have felt. Ah, that was so good. Imagine me sitting or being in that girl's position. Wow, that's impressive. All right, shout out to
Thank
the
you.
Minister of Youth Development. We love you. Next, the next question is for Nneka Catherine Igwe. Through the MIBB Nigeria, you challenge stereotypes around beauty, which is why you're so pretty. How can creative platforms reshape narratives about girls' worth? Let me repeat that again. How can creative platforms reshape the narrative about girls' worth and potential?
Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can, clearly.
Okay. So the MIBB brand is beyond just beauty. The Miss Beauty and Brains brand, our slogan is actually beauty beyond looks. It's an intellectual academy. I run it like an academy. I set up competitions for the girls. I set them on the right path to purpose. And like I always opine for the girls, I always want them to know that first of all, beauty without intelligence is grossly incomplete. Knowledge is alluring, and a beautiful woman should know one or two things about the world she lives in. She should know, she should be assertive about the type of future that she's intentionally building for herself. So at the Miss Beauty and Brains brand, I am very big on purpose. I am very big on intelligence. I am very big on getting a brighter future for these girls. And I do a lot of media exposure for them. Just yesterday, if you watched Good Morning Abuja show yesterday, which I anchor every Friday, I brought some of the girls who are contestants for this year, and it was the very first time they were on TV. And this is not the first time it's happening. I started this brand in 2018, and I go out of my way to make sure that I bring in girls who ordinarily wouldn't have ever had any opportunity to be on TV or their life. Girls who never had anything to do with glamour, with glitz. I mean, TV is glamour. We can't take away the fact that TV is glamour. First of all,
That's true. That's true.
So I meet these girls who never had anything to do with glitz or glamour or intelligence, let alone coming to speak on television. And I give them all the opportunities in the world as much as I can. Give them exposure, bring them before very big, meaningful people to inspire them and mentor them. And I instill in them the fact that the world is waiting on you. The world is at your feet. And because you're a beautiful girl, I tell them, because you're a beautiful girl, you will naturally have attention. If you're in school, you're on the campus, because you're beautiful, the boys will naturally notice you. You know, the men will naturally flock towards you. The lecturers, the male lecturers will naturally take notice of a beautiful face in class. You know, so that's one. Now, if you're very intelligent and purposeful and assertive, you know, and focused on top of the whole beauty, by the time you get all that attention to yourself, you would be able to command change positively.
That's nice.
By the time you get all the attention, you would now be able to be a good leader, a good change maker. You'll be able to change stereotypes. You're the one who would now go ahead to say no to indecent dressing. You're the one who will now go ahead to say no. Well, let me give you a little example of when I was in university. You know, I've always been this sort of person that I rally a lot of girls around me, you know, so, and some other faction of girls who were into female frats or something like that, you know, they felt Neka is always, she's the mobilizer for the girls and everything. So they wanted me to come be a part of the stuffs that they do. And I respectfully and assertively told them that is not what I am about, you know. That's not the kind of female movement that I am about. I am about purpose. I am about positivity. I am about a beautiful future for myself, first of all, as a girl, and influencing any other girl who comes around me positively. You know, so till date, at the MIBB brand, I instill a lot of these virtues and discipline to all the girls that I have come across. And I always tell them that beyond the money that you're going to win as the star prize, beyond all the money, beyond all the gifts, beyond all the posing for the camera, you know, getting the makeup, the makeovers, and just speaking into the camera and doing your selfies, and, you know, beyond all of that. Are you still with me?
Yes, I can see you. Can you see
You
me?
know, I let them know that beyond all of that, beyond all that, the real deal is your brains. The real deal is your intelligence. That's how you're going to be a good female leader. That's how you're going to be a positive influence for the society in the future. You know, beauty is not just enough. It's not enough to just be beautiful.
No, it's not just enough. Kudos to you, ma'am. That was awesome. Beauty in brains. That's like everything. The person that was on television, like you say, most girls have never been on the television before.
Yes.
The person that was on television, that was when I was in Jet 2. And not like I went there, but one of the children's days and we were dancing and NTA came. And you know, they had their camera on us, and I made sure I got so hard. And when I went home, I told my mom, I said, Mommy, you I kept on watching the news until I saw that particular presentation, and I was happy. I know how I felt about it. So I love what you're doing, man. I think I should apply to be a mentee.
And can I say
I don't
something
know if
else?
you accept it, but
Okay, can I add something else a little bit? Can I add something? You know, and television does confer status. Do you get? Television does confer this status on you. And then by the time we crown you Miss Beauty and Brains 2025, and you wear the crown and the sash, it automatically confers status. You know, it confers status. And believe it or not, it comes with a new mindset.
Yeah,
So
that's
I really believe that every girl out there should aspire to royalty. It gives this automatic mindset shift. You know that it can no longer be business as usual. It automatically puts responsibility on you. Do you understand it? It automatically
that's very right.
Responsibility. You know you can no longer behave anyhow. You know you can no longer go to a party and dance anyhow. You know you can no longer go clubbing and do anyhow. You know you can no longer experiment with alcohol. You can't do vices. No, it automatically gives you this, you become a role model automatically. And you know that you can't do things anyhow anymore, so.
Okay, thank you very much. That was awesome. We really love what you're doing for the girls. We love what you're doing with the girls, and kudos to you. Kudos to you. I really admire that. Like I said earlier, I'm coming to apply at the Métis. Please accept me when I come. Thank you so much, Ma. Ambassador Chijoke, Otipa, over to you. Are you are you there? Ambassador Chijoke, are you there? Ambassador Chijoke, are you there?
I am.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Oh,
Yes, I am.
we missed you for just a moment. We missed you for a lot of moments. You're welcome back, sir.
Really?
Yes, we did.
My
All right. So,
my
yeah, you were saying.
go ahead. My software kept glitching, so it kept throwing me out and back in.
All right.
So I've been
So
here all
sorry.
the while.
Yeah, welcome back. So,
Thank you.
how does the team, the girl I am, the change I lead, connect with your advocacy as a wellness and leadership coach?
Okay. So for me, I've worked with a lot of women over time. I've worked with a lot of women, so, a lot of young ladies, and I've come to realize a lot of things. I've realized so many things about women, about ladies, particularly young ladies in this generation, and the challenges that are peculiar to them. So I have come to understand the importance of self leadership, because true leadership that actually has the potential to change things, to change people, must begin from within. So there's a lot of similarities, considering that I have been in this field. I've been in this field. I've done this for a long time, and I understand. I understand the pain the average young lady feels. I understand the pain, the woman feels. It's even hard to say that I understand, because it's not something that should be said. I shouldn't say that I understand, but I feel like I do. The life of the woman from the early teenage stages, in fact, from menarche to menopause, from the first menstrual period all the way to menopause and beyond, the life of a woman is marked with several challenges. And when it comes to coaching and wellness, there's a form of holistic integration that happens here, because there's a lot of expectation from society. There's a whole lot of things. I'll discuss that later. But then on the wellness aspect as well, the woman begins from menarche, the first menstrual period, and then there's a whole lot of issues that she's meant to face or expect that are not to be decided. I mean, she's not in the position to decide whether or not it's going to happen to her, and whether or not she's going to experience that. And this goes all through, even down to menopause and beyond. So this is where the interjection between what is going on here and then what my brand or what my person is all about.
Wow, that's so impressive. I really love it when I see men who are so knowledgeable about the female hormones, what happens to us and all of that. It's so sweet. It's so nice. It feels I don't know how to explain it, but it really feels good to see men who understands me, who understand what a woman goes through from birth down to when they are normal. That's very impressive, Ambassador Chijoke, I must say. Thank you very much for that response. So that takes me to your next question. From your perspective, how does wellness and self-care impact a girl's ability to lead and thrive?
How does self-care impact a girl's ability to lead and to thrive? Okay, I'm going to
Thrive.
say
Yes,
this.
sir.
Yeah, wellness and self-care. First thing I'll say is this. I remember when I was invited to speak somewhere to a group of teachers, I said something. I can't remember who made the quote exactly. It's not like it's attributed to a particular person, but self-care is not luxury. Self-care is essential. So
Mhm.
I choose to view the world like, view everything, life like, let's say a gardener. right? So a gardener tends the garden, takes care of the gardener. But if anything happens to the gardener and the gardener is sick, the gardener is, not well, the gardener is down in the hospital, broken, the garden is going to be there. It's going to lay fallow, and then, next thing you would have pests and parasites and, I mean, weeds and grow everywhere. So for you to be able to take care of the world, for you to be able to nurture, which is inherently one of the fundamental designs a lady is built with. It's the ability to nurture, it's the ability to tend, it's the ability to care. Somehow, subconsciously, she has a higher potential to know how to nurture things. So if you are not able to nurture yourself, if you are not able to take care of yourself, if the girl child is not taught the importance of prioritizing herself mentally, physically, psychologically, socially, emotionally, spiritually, if she's not taught to put herself as a priority, if she's not emotionally intelligent enough to understand how to interpret her own emotions, to use her emotions, and to interpret the emotions of people outside around her, obviously it's going to be a lot of less of passion, but more of work for her to actually do what she is meant to do in the world.
Thank you very much, sir. That was awesome. Brief. That was awesome. I picked
Thank you.
something from what you said that really resonates with me so much. And you said self-care is not luxury. It is wellness. A lot of ladies out there, not just ladies, a lot of people out there think self-care is luxury, but it is health, because you take care of yourself and you now realize that you're beginning to do better, mentally and otherwise. You're beginning to do better in all ramifications, because somehow you feel good. You feel good in your body. You feel good in the way you do things. You feel good with the way you've taken care of yourself. So self-care is not luxury, it is wellness. Thank you so much, Ambassador Chijoke. That was awesome. Miss Sylvia Moore, next to you. You still there?
Yes,
Miss
I
Sylvia
am.
Moore. All right, ma'am. So you often emphasize safe and inclusive learning spaces. What does a safe space mean in real things for girls? And how can schools and communities create such environments for girls?
All right, thank you. So I know most of the time when we talk about safe and inclusive spaces, a lot of time our minds often go to like the environment. Is the school safe? Are the ceilings, is the roof leaking? Is the playground okay? Some of these like physical safety concerns are usually what people's mind go to when we talk about safety. But then when we talk about safety for girls, it kind of goes beyond the walls, the structure, right? It's about how the space makes them to feel. A safe space is a place or a space where a girl can speak and not feel afraid, right? A place where she can make mistake and not be mocked. Where those days they like when you're seeing your period, you shouldn't go to school because period was seen as something that was dirty. Some of these things. So when a girl is on her period, she's expected to stay at home because it's a dirty thing. So it means that's not a safe space for her. It's a space that considers this thing that is a natural occurrence as something that is dirty and something that should not be seen. So a place where she's not mocked, a place where she knows that if something goes wrong, if somebody harasses her, if somebody touches her inappropriately, if somebody bullies her, she can report and then she'll be listened to, right? In schools with when we talk about safety in terms of infrastructure, right? So now we're talking about, are there separate bathrooms for boys and girls? Are the hallways properly lighted? Are there teachers who are trained to offer psychosocial support, to offer mentorship to girls when they are going through some of these challenges? Are there people that can respond to bullying, that can respond to harassment? And so safety also means I'll talk about safety in an individual. Does she even feel safe in herself? Does she feel safe in her body? We have a lot of people who are going around with body dysmorphia. They're not confident in their bodies. They're not okay with their bodies because society has painted an illusion of what a woman should be, an illusion of what femininity should look like. So we have some girls who are not
Mhm.
luscious, they don't have curves, they don't have all these things, and society kind of makes them look like, oh, you're masculine, you know, you're not feminine enough for all this kind of.
Yeah.
And it's not. We have to start deconstructing some of these societal values or things that are associated with women and the girl child. You know, being a person that I went to a boarding school, and then I had a classmate who was she loves sports, she loves football, she plays football a lot. And you know, when a person is into sports, right, you don't most of the time your body is not supposed is not going to be luscious, it's not going to be curvy. You're going to have your body will tone, you know, some muscles will start to develop, your body will tone. And then constantly, even both students and male teachers and even female teachers, people that to you, to us, then to me now, because that time I didn't know better, you know. But you feel like these people should know better. They should stop people that harass this girl or bully her. But then you see teachers themselves, even, oh, when she walks by, oh, you look like a man, see your yam leg. You know, some of these funny derogatory comments that people make. So these things, this girl became conscious of her own body right from when she was in secondary school. They made her feel, the society, the school community made her feel that there was something different
Wrong
about her,
with
or
her.
something wrong with her
Mhm.
body. And no matter how you look at it, she has carried that thought up till now. So recently, when we speak about it, because I know better now, because I've spoken to a lot of girls, because I've gone through training, I understand better.
Mhm.
So I'm able to tell
Yeah.
her, oh, you see, there's nothing wrong with your body. You're perfect. You're okay. And she understands now. She's trying to like let go of some of those expectations, some of those hurts that she has carried for all these years, right? So safety
Mhm.
is all these things encompassed together. Safety in the school space, safety with your
Thank
teachers, safety in your body,
you very
safety
much,
in you
Toby.
and your being able to
Okay.
express your emotion without the fear of being silenced, without the fear of being
Yeah.
mocked. You know, just be you and being unapologetic about it. So yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Tovia. You know, this thing you said now reminded me of there was an interview I was supposed to go for one time, and they were looking for, I think, a content creator, and I really wanted to get into the communications aspect. I really wanted to do something more practical rather than just doing it for myself and my platforms. And I applied for that job. I was called for an interview, and part of their qualifications, like part of the requirements, was not just your skills and your ability to deliver, but it was you being curvy. and and it felt so weird. Like, why do you need a communications person who is curvy? I don't get it. Am I just applying for a content creator and a communications person, or I'm applying for something else? And just that alone was, I think, it's this, like, they disqualified me, but already I knew I wasn't gonna be there even if I was. So that was really awesome, Tovia. Thank you for explaining what safe space means to
Let me
you
add
and then
something.
to every other person.
Let me add
No,
something
I'm
to
gonna
what you
ask you
just
the
said.
next question, then you can add to
Sorry.
that.
No, no, no. I want to
I'm
add to what
gonna
you
ask
just said.
you the next
What,
question.
what you just
Okay.
said. Like they disqualified you already, but even if you
I was
were to
disqualified
become
for not being curvy.
curvy, I would say even if I was curvy, I would disqualify. I wouldn't even want to go with that
You
opportunity because
understand?
it doesn't. There's a hidden cost. There's the hidden cost to my
It
curviness.
is. It is. Thank you very much, Tovia. So my next question for you is this: as a Dear World Global Youth Ambassador, how do you think storytelling and advocacy can influence education, policy, or funding for girls?
All right. Thank you. Right. So, being in this advocacy space for quite some time now, right, we cannot overemphasize the power of storytelling in influencing advocacy. Right. The world has gone beyond. The empathy level in the world has currently dropped because everywhere you look, your left, your right, there's problem. There are problems everywhere. Today there's problem in Gaza, tomorrow is Israel, here is Afghanistan, next tomorrow is something happening in Jos or something. Like we've become immune, right, to the problems happening all around us, that sometimes even where we hear some of these disheartening messages, it is well, oh, God, I beg. This
Yes.
have become our default responses. It doesn't prick us anymore because the world has gone beyond that. And that is what we understand, that data is important, right? But data is just numbers. It's just like the same way you say, oh, Fulani herdsmen attacked a community and killed 200. To the average person, it's sad. I'm sad. I'm not happy about it, but it's just numbers. But when you put a face to these numbers, then it begins to resonate. Then maybe one of those 200 is somebody's mother. When you tell the story in such a way that,
Yeah.
oh, this young farmer, he's hustling to feed his family and he comes back and his wife and 3 children were murdered, tell it from the heart as how this person felt, not just lump it up, 200 people were murdered. People will
Right.
connect more when you tell these individual stories than when they're kind of like lumped up together. We understand that data is important. Data informs policy, data informs action, but
Maximally.
stories, okay, all right, no problem. But stories, connect us together. Stories brings out the empathy. Story make people to want to take action. And that's the same thing when it comes to girl child education. When you tell the story of how a girl, one particular girl, this girl, that girl, started from nothing, but through a support, through a scholarship by maybe Illmi Children's Fund or one foundation here and there, this is who she is now, this is the change that she's leading. Then people kind of rally around that success story. People love, the world is at a space where we want to hear good news. Now, people kind of rally around that success story and we see, oh, how can we help? And you see how social media is playing like a huge role in this to, spotlight stories and make it global. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Tovia. That was really awesome. Thank you. Mrs. Ololade, over to you. So I'm going to be asking the Girls Takeover program, which allows young girls to serve as shadow ministers for a day, is really brilliant. Like, it's a brilliant concept. What kind of impact have you seen it create, both for girls involved and for the ministry itself? I think you made mention of that. Okay, let me just move on to the next question. Are you there?
Yes, I'm with you. Yeah, you can move to
Okay,
the next question, then maybe I'll
yeah,
answer
I
that
think you
together.
already answered this. Yes, thank you. So through your fragile but strong platform, you've mentored and supported young women leaders. What key lessons have you learned about helping girls build confidence and resilience in leadership spaces?
All right, thank you. So I'm going to answer the first question. Maybe something I didn't add to the first one. So I can give an example that, or I can say for a fact that being a shadow minister gives that privilege opportunity. The last girl that was the shadow minister for 1 year, I think she was able to grant as many media rounds as possible. She was recognized in the house. Even at the ministry, I think she currently now works as one of the aides to the minister. All right. And it also gives that privilege and opportunities where if the ministry is having anything that has to do with the girl child or young women, she's one of the first contacts or call person that, is being asked to be in attendance or being recognized. And so back to, and then of course I can go on and on as to every other opportunity she gets from just being a shadow minister for 1 day. Then going back to the second question, I can categorically say that as much as the ministry is being involved and is doing a whole lot of things when it has to do with either the girl child or will I say women empowerment or young women empowerment? Definitely can't really say women because it's the youths. Sorry, in the youth ministry, it's women. We work with women, but I can say through the fragile but strong platform, we've mentored, supported young leaders, and even for the reserved seats in the house, Comrade Kende is also one of the guys chairing or the secretary to one of the key subgroups just to ensure that the house passed that bill, for the quota for women, for women in the house. So I can go on and on as to how we're building, their confidence, building their leadership skills, their resilience. And another thing is the international, just like the what's it called, the shadow minister emerged yesterday. We had other girls in attendance. We had key great women We had two great women in attendance, great women, sorry, in attendance, that shared their life stories, their leadership journeys. And of course, I'm sure the girls didn't go back home the same way because we are meeting the DG citizenship and leadership. That's Madam Isola Abiola, who is like one of the youngest director generals in Nigeria today. We had the essays. You can name, I can go on and on, but yes, we can give it up to the ministries for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mrs. Odolade. That was awesome. You guys are really doing a beautiful work at Fragile but Strong and also doing beautiful work at the Girls Takeover program. For real, it is beautiful. Kudos to you. Kudos to the Ministry of Youth Development. Kudos to the minister, and you guys are really doing an awesome job. So next is Mrs. Neka Catering. I'm going to be asking you two other questions. From your mentoring work, what is one defining story that shows how girls can rise above limitation? And the last question is, what kind of challenges do you think girls face in the society? Are you there? Can I repeat?
Let me get the first question again. Can you hear me?
Okay, first question, yes, I can now.
Okay.
From your mentoring work,
Okay.
what is one defining story that shows how girls can rise above limitations? And the second is, what kind of challenges do you think these girls face in the society?
All right, thanks. Okay, so as being a TV presenter and also the founder CEO for Miss Beauty and Brains, I've had opportunity to work with a lot of young girls, and like I said earlier, some of these girls, I meet them in their I don't want to say lowest. I don't want to say lowest. Some of these girls are when the first contact I have with them, they are so uninspired, no confidence, self-esteem very low, but by the time we intentionally mentor them, by the time we intentionally teach them the right things that they should know as young girls, and they go through mentorship with us for a whole year, we actually begin to see them rise and shine. We obviously begin to see them tread on the path to purpose, to better self-discovery. We see them, they just sharpen up, and girls have this tendency to just, of course, girls are fast learners, the boys are good too, but let's face it, the girls have this, I think girls they have this higher intelligence quotient, with all due respect to the boys, of course. So these girls, by the time they go through mentorship, you begin to obviously notice that there's been a mindset shift. Something about them is no longer the same. They take themselves more seriously.
Yeah.
We teach them that, see, a guy just coming to flash money before you or seemingly flash this beautiful life ahead of you doesn't mean that you should just pack your bags and baggages and follow him automatically. No, we train them in a way that they should be, their mind alert, they are more assertive, and they can see red flags from miles away. And seeing that I grew up disadvantaged, abused, if I must say. So today I'm the kind of coach that will show you these red flags, and you decipher them from miles away. Say yes, the right kind of development education, a development communication is able to position these girls to be able to take better decisions for themselves, you know, and become better mothers in the future, better wives, better mentors themselves, you know, because the whole essence is to pay it forward. The whole essence at the end of the day is to keep it going, keep passing on the baton, you know, the same way I've been mentored by just following great women. Some of the women I learned from I had never met. You know, the legendary Oprah Winfrey, Maya Angelou, Fumi Yonda,
Wow.
Adeswa Onyenokwe, you know, Onyeka Onwenu, God bless her soul,
Mhm.
Bianca Ojukwu, you know, and so on and so forth. There are lots of women that over the years I grew up watching and learning from them, you know, so
Wow.
it's the way I in turn recruit these girls, you know, some of them from very lowly backgrounds, girls who have never even had anything to do with a glamorous world or a world where things are done right, you know, and
Yeah.
anybody can really shine. Anybody can really shine. So I instill it in them already that these things are doable. And I've seen these things happen I've seen a lot of lives transformed, you know,
Thank you
just
so
from
much.
the mentoring work that I do.
Thank you so much, ma. That was awesome. You
The
want to say
challenges
something?
that girls go through, they are enormous. I think most chief among the challenges that girls go through is a lack of access to um, the basic kind of information. Let me put it that
Mm.
way. A lot of girls don't even have the basic access to the basic things that they should know about being an empowered girl. You know, the basic things that they should know about how to be a 21st century kind of girl that thrives. You know, and I think more hands are needed, more mentors are needed. There are still a lot of girls unreached, you know, and we need to do more to reach the girls that are unreached. A lot of them
Yeah.
don't even, it's just a lack of access to the basic knowledge that they should have as adolescents, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you so much. I love your motivation. I love the way you spoke about coming up and then the way you were inspired and then look at where you're today. That's a whole lot of motivation. Thank you so much, ma. So Ambassador Chijoke, coming up next, in your coaching practice, are you there? What common barriers do women face in stepping into leadership, and how can they overcome these challenges? Ambassador Chijoke, are you there? Okay, so hi, Mrs. Ololade, I'm going to be asking you your last question. If you could speak directly to young girls watching this webinar right now, what's the one piece of advice you would give them about owning their voices and creating meaningful change in their communities? If you could speak directly to young girls watching this webinar, what's one piece of advice you would give them about owning their voices and creating meaningful changes in their communities? Mrs. Ololade, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you. Okay, so
Okay.
for every girl child out there, I would say if you can dream it, then you can achieve it. Right. And I also know it's not going to be an easy ride. I'm also one of those that sits back and asks myself, who's saying to you, like, I could have just been a normal girl who sits at home or does a thing and don't aspire to be more. But I also know the benefits that comes with you being a voice, right? So I would advise that every girl out there, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. So keep dreaming and keep believing, keep working on yourself. And there's also something that it's evident everywhere, or either people say or you see it happening. the girl child or the female folks have to do times two of what the guy does to get to wherever they want to get to. But I can tell you that if it means you putting in times two of the work, please put in times two of the work. And also in that process of you putting in times two of the work, please work on yourself, learn, be empowered, go out there, get more education, so that when the opportunities come, you are prepared for it, right? So you don't have to start running out task to say, oh, I haven't gotten this degree. I think my soft skills are not better yet, or my communication skills are not better yet, and you miss on the opportunities. So we can't be out there all fighting for the quota for women in leadership or in power. And when we present women or women come forward and the men are like, oh, I think I'm still better than the women. No, that shouldn't be the case, but rather let's put in the work, and when the opportunity comes in, we just fit right in. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. That was awesome. If you can dream it, you can have it. That's beautiful. Mr. Biamore, over to you. You're there?
Yes, I am.
If you had one chance to speak directly to young girls who doubt their ability to lead, what would you say to them?
Okay. So for me, I would start by saying that to every young girl out there, leadership is not perfect. Leadership is not perfect, right? It's about you showing up and being consistent. You can start with something as simple as making sure that every morning in your classroom, the whiteboard is cleaned and then the markers are filled for your teacher to write. Or something as simple as the fact that the dustbin in your class is always emptied. Those are leadership. That's the leadership role that you're taking. It might seem insignificant at the beginning, but trust me, it is not. And this is what you're going to do for that future big role that you're aiming to achieve. Is being consistent, showing up, lending your voice, no matter how little it is. So leadership is not perfect. Start where you are. Don't wait for the large platforms. Start from where you are. Do what you can do from that space, and the opportunities that you're looking for, the global opportunities, will definitely meet you, because by then you would have been prepared to impact on a global scale. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Nneka, can you please mute your mic? Oh, okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tovia. I love what you said about leadership is all about showing up and being consistent, and start where you are. Start from the little things that actually looks like it doesn't matter, but it actually matters. So Mr. Chijoke is back in the house. So you're going to be taking the last two questions. Are you there? You're there? Ambassador Chijoke, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. So, as a male ally, what role do you think men and boys play in creating safe and supportive spaces for girls' empowerment? Or rather, what role should men and boys play in creating safe spaces and supportive spaces for girls' empowerment?
Okay, thank you very much. What role should men and boys play? I feel like it's straightforward. We should play the role of supporters in this journey. We should play the role of enablers in the journey of growth for for young ladies, for ladies, for the girl child. Now there's something called the he for she, right? He for she. So I am a he for she champion, and I believe every man, every guy, every young man should be a he for she. Because like I was saying before, I'm going to be biased here. I said that
In music is breaking.
on that the life of a man.
Okay, your network is really breaking. I can't hear you clearly. We can't hear you clearly.
Can you hear me?
Say again. No, your network is really breaking. Okay, we'll come back to your question. Ma Nneka, this is your last question. What message would you share with Mr. Shishak, are you there? We'll come back to your question.
Can you hear? Yes,
Okay,
I am.
okay, yeah, that's fine. Yes, I can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think that leadership champion.
This network is bad. All right, so we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. Let's hear from Nneka Catherine. If you can hear me, we'll come back to you. All right. All right, so Nneka, what message would you share with young girls who doubt themselves or feel unseen? What message would you share with
Can you
young
hear
girls
me?
who doubt themselves or feel unseen? Yes, I can hear you now.
First of all, let me apologize again to the house. I'm in a very noisy place. I'm actually in the middle of an event planning, so please bear with me.
Oh, it's okay.
All right, so if I had a room full of girls who doubt themselves, my message would be very, very, very simple. Believe in yourself. You are powerful, more powerful than you can ever imagine. The powers
That's
that you
right.
wield, the powers, are you with me?
Yes, I am.
The powers that you wield as a young woman is enormous. But you have to stop doubting yourself. You have to believe that it is doable and you can actually do it. Anybody
That's
is
right.
able, anybody is able to rise above their circumstances, above poverty, even if you were born into a very poor home. I wasn't born into silver spoon. I was not born into silver spoon. I lost my father at a very early age. My mom, God bless her soul, was a seamstress, one of the best in her generation, but she was able to give me a hard work legacy. She was able to leave me a legacy of hard work, a legacy of virtue. She was able to instill in me so much hard work, and she believed in my abilities. Both my mom and my grandma always believed in my abilities. I was even abused as a minor. You know, I went through abuse as a minor, but today, intentionally, consistently, I worked at myself, I prepared myself. So I can actually resonate with a lot of what Coach Chijoke said about working on your mind, your mental health, positioning yourself for leadership positions. Intentionally, I did all of that for myself. You know, I rose above poverty. I rose above abuse. I rose above negativity. I rose above so many things that were there to limit me. I
That's so
wasn't,
nice.
I was not supposed to succeed, but I did. I was not supposed to make it, but I did. A lot of things happened to disadvantage me as a person, but I rose above all of that. And that's why today I'm a very strong voice for girls. I'm
Thank
a
you so
very,
much.
very strong voice for the females, for girl child, you know, just for female youths generally, because I know that
Yeah.
you know, a whole lot revolves around me as a woman. Today I am married, I've got children of my own, and I'm a very strong pillar in my family. I'm a strong voice in my community because I'm intentional about it, because I don't want these girls to go through the things that I did. I will tell them that
Yeah.
you can do better than your mom, you can do better than your grandma, you can change the narratives, you can end stereotypes.
That's
You can
right.
actually raise this bar so high and fly up high in the sky and scale it. You know, these
Oh,
things are
yes.
doable. But yes, they are doable, but it all begins with you and your mindset. You have to tell yourself that, yes, I can do this. And you actually wake up from your dreams, go walk the talk and put in the work. And this thing's a beautiful world is there for you. It's achievable, but it all begins with you making up your mind to work hard at it. Yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I love the way you say believe in yourself. A lot of power is embedded in me as a girl. As you said that, I felt so powerful. Like my foot isn't even my size anymore. If you touch my hand now, I'm so powerful. Thank
You are
you
powerful.
so much. Like I'm motivated. I'm inspired. I'm inspired. I really need to listen to so much more. Like I really need to listen more to you. Yeah, you just had a role inspiring me right now. I love that so much. Thank you so much. Motivate girls, encourage girls, and thank you for what you do out there. Okay, now, Mr. Chijoke, are you still there? Okay, so while we wait for him, is there
Yes,
any
I am.
question?
I
Do you
am.
have any question? You can ask
I
your
am.
question. You have 5 minutes to go. Okay, Ambassador Chijoke, let me repeat your question again.
Okay, thank you.
As a male ally, what role do you think men and boys should play in creating supportive spaces for girls' empowerment? And what role do you think they already play in creating safe spaces, supportive spaces for girls' empowerment? And the final one is, should I go to the final one or you answer this first?
Okay. Okay, let me see if I got you correctly. So the first one is male. What
Yes.
role do the males play?
And
Yeah.
what role should they play? Yes.
Okay. Okay.
What role do they
So
play and what role do you think they should play?
okay. Okay. So I'm going to say this. It's a two-way street. I hope you can hear me clearly. I turned off my camera. I don't know if it will do the magic this time. Um, it's a two-way
Perfect now.
street. Yes, there's the dark and the light. There's the negative and the positive. Over time, there has been a misconstruction of what gender synergy should be. There's a lot of gender wars going on. So the average young man does not understand the pain of the average young woman at all. And this is being carried all through from that phase into that's why you see a lot of things going on in marriages today. The man simply does not understand the woman, and he started way before that. Now, what role do we play? We play a very major role. We play more like a backbone role. Generally, we cannot exist without ourselves. That is one basic truth. We cannot exist. The girl cannot exist without the boy child. The boy child cannot exist without the girl child. Man without woman is impossible. Woman without man is impossible. Now, these are the roles that we should play. Ideally, number one is to listen. Listen without dissuading. Listen without casting down. Listen without trying to debase women or ladies. The way you communicate matters. If for someone like myself who is already a figure out there and I come out and I say things against women, there's going to be a young lady somewhere looking at me and she's going to feel like, oh, this is the narrative that society is pushing on me. So one of the things that we should do is to listen, to not generalize. We have the mandate to challenge stereotypes at every level. It means that we should be teaching the boy child to look at another boy child and say, no, the way what you said to this lady is not good. Go and apologize. This is not the way to talk to a lady. This is not the way
Yeah,
to talk to a girl. Early enough, we should be able to challenge stereotypes. We should be able to look at a man, say something about a woman and say, no, this is not correct. I do that a lot of times. No matter how old you are, you can't talk down on a woman in my presence. You cannot, you just can't. I would bring you down to my level and we would take it on right there. Okay. So we should be able to challenge stereotypes. Don't say women are, there are certain statements or remarks that are out there that I challenge on a daily basis. And it enthuses me or it shocks me how much of young men we have who say and believe these things. Oh, women are this, women are that, women are this, women are that. I don't even want to use those words here, but these are the things that we should do. As men, we should challenge our fellow men who push those nonsense narratives and stereotypes. Now, the next thing we have to do is amplify. A woman does well, amplify it so that the younger ones can see an example to follow. A younger lady or a younger girl does well. Use your voice as a man, as a boy child, as whatever, to amplify and celebrate those achievements. Make a case for the girl child. Make a case for women as often as possible. So, yes, you can ask the next question.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for speaking for and for advocating for women. And thanks for being a he for she. We really love you.
Oh,
We love Ambassador Chijoke Osipa.
pleasure is
Yeah, that's
mine. Thank
awesome.
you.
So, you're welcome. The last question is, what's one piece of practical advice you would give to girls striving to achieve resilience and leadership in their communities?
Wow. This question is deep. I
Should I
mean,
repeat
it's
that?
yeah, no, I got it. I got it clearly. It's quite deep, right? And I'll say that this begins from the
All right.
root. The the the
Mm.
what's the theme of this event again? What's the theme?
The theme is the girl I am, the change I lead.
That's where it begins. The girl I am, it is first a becoming before it is an expression. Leadership is an expression. So it is first you becoming, you expanding your capacity, expanding that mode of abilities so that people can look at you and they would endorse you, they would, choose you, they will select or nominate you or elect you based on your capacity, not because you're a girl, not because you are you're a lady or you're a woman. That's where it all begins. So fight for it, fight for competence so much that if you sit in a room where there are 100 men and just you, they 100 capacity to lead. Okay, so you hands and the stereotypes and the biases pushed up where you go, almost every area. You go to religion, there's a lot of domination on women, there's a lot of subjection and suppression of the voices of women, and there's almost nothing that's being done about that because people are forgetting that there's a context of culture that has to do in these things, and it's being misinterpreted and borrowed into our own culture, and it's still suppressing a lot of women and ladies. A lady sent a message, an anonymous message on Facebook today, and I saw it. I said I was going to share this story here. This whole network thing has messed me up, but she said she feels like a second place in God's agenda, something like that. She doesn't appreciate herself for being she feels bad being a lady. And I said, no, you don't know how powerful you are. So this is all about context misinterpretation, but you shouldn't let that cage you. Do not allow any definition by anybody, by any system, by society, by family, by tribe, by whatever, to cage you. There is more within you that you can do. There's more that you can become. Okay, so now
Right.
whether it's imposter syndrome, whatever is making you to feel like, no, I can't do this because I'm not enough. Maybe I need another qualification, or I
Right.
need
Thank
this.
you
I
very
need
much.
3 times as good as the man and all of that. No, you need to start from where you are and then start moving. You can only get better when you start doing what's in your head, and then you don't need permission for anybody, and then overcome that. This is the last point I'm going to mention. Overcome that. There's something in the heart of every woman that's always comparing herself against standards, standards set by friends, by culture, by society, and all of that. So there's something in the woman trying to gain balance. This is what they are saying. This is as early as
Are you there? All right. Thank you so much, Ambassador. You there? Thank you so much, Ambassador Chijoke. We'll wrap up now. But just before we go, I just want to say thank you so much to all our awesome panelists. You guys are amazing. You guys rock. You
14,
all are so
15. The
amazing.
average young lady is already hearing this is not how you be cooking in a man's house.
Okay, so we just want to shout out to you all, our amazing panelists. This is just amazing. We are so grateful, and we want to say thank you so much to Kehinde Charity Awujola, who is represented by our pretty Olalade Ogunubi. Thank you so much. You really made an impact on this year's International Day of the Girl Child. And we are shouting out to Nneka Catherine Igwe for all you do for young ladies out there in the society. Thanks for joining us. You've rebooted, and I think you've resetted my whole memory and mindset. Thank you for joining us. Ambassador Chijoke, thanks for being a he for she. You're just awesome. You're really awesome. And our own very dear Tovia Moore, you're amazing. Thanks for being a gender lead, and thank you for all you do for the underserved communities out there. It's a pleasure to have you all. If you have, is there any question? Is there any question in the house before I wrap up? Is there anyone with any question? Do you have any question? You can address your question to anyone. Do we have any question? Okay, so thank you very much. The session is supposed to end at 12:30, and we are 5 minutes ahead of time, so we sincerely apologize for that. Please go on and follow us on our platforms. We have Illmi Children's Fund on Instagram, Illmi Children's Fund on YouTube, Illmi Children's Fund on Twitter, Illmi Children's Fund on LinkedIn, and we are going to be posting this out there on all our social media platforms. Please do well to follow us, like, comment, and repost, and we really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. It's a pleasure having you all today. Thank you.